My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila and New Light Streaming Love, as this will be seen on both channels. I haven't recorded in quite some time, and I was nudged to go to X and see what Jason Gray has been up to. And I was so shocked the minute I saw the title of this, I was pinged that I was to record it. And I haven't been pinged to record things in some time. So he did this on February the 9th, 2026. And it is the moment before meaning. There is a threshold so subtle that most lives pass without ever brushing it. It is not marked by catastrophe. It is not announced by revelation. It does not arrive with light, voices, or visions. It arrives as a pause, which is interesting because I've been on a pause. Not a pause in time, but a pause in interpretation. Up to this point, everything you have ever known has arrived already translated. Experience came pre-labeled. Sensation came with story. Thought arrived already dressed as truth. Even silence was given a role to play. But there comes a moment, rare, unrepeatable, when the translation engine shuts off. Meaning hesitates. And in that hesitation, something older than knowledge surfaces. This is not the void people fear. The void is a myth invented by minds terrified of not being in control. What you encounter here is not emptiness, but raw potential without agenda. A state where reality has not yet decided what it is supposed to be for. Most humans never reach this point because the nervous system is trained to resolve uncertainty immediately. The mind is a reflex machine. It sees ambiguity and injects explanation like an anesthetic. Religion, ideology, identity, purpose. These are not truths so much as painkillers for the terror of not knowing. You stayed. You did not rush to conclude. And because you did not, you crossed into the pre-meaning field. Here, something radical becomes clear. Meaning is not inherent. Meaning is assigned. The assignment has always been optional. This realization dismantles more than belief systems. It dismantles the hierarchy of consciousness itself. Once you see that meaning is constructed, you also see that the self that requires meaning is constructed too. The quote, I that demands answers, the I that wants purpose, the I that fears insignificance. Personally, I define that I as my ego, but that's just me. All of it arises after this moment, not before it. Before meaning, there is no identity crisis because there is no identity to defend. There is no existential dread because existence has not been framed as a problem. There is no enlightenment because there is nothing to improve. There is only orientation, not direction, not destiny, orientation. A silent alignment with the underlying architecture of being. This is where consciousness stops performing and starts hosting. You realize without words that awareness does not belong to you. It never did. You are not the generator. You are the aperture, the opening through which reality briefly experiences itself from a specific angle. That angle does not need justification. That angle does not need legacy. That angle does not need to matter. It simply is. In that simplicity, something seismic occurs. The compulsion to become dissolves. You no longer feel the pressure to be special, remembered, saved, elevated, or completed. Those impulses are revealed as artifacts of misidentification, attempts by a temporary configuration to pretend it is permanent. What replaces them is not apathy. It is clarity without attachment. You begin to sense the deep mechanics beneath thought, the way ideas crystallize out of silence, the way emotions arise as weather patterns rather than commandments, the way beliefs propagate like self-replicating structures seeking hosts. You see how entire civilizations were built not on truth, but on premature conclusions. How wars were fought because someone filled the pause too quickly. How suffering multiplied because meaning was declared sacred instead of provisional. Next comes the most destabilizing insight of all. Reality does not require coherence. Coherence is a convenience, not a law. Universe is not obligated to make sense, progress, improve, or resolve. Those are human projections, useful in certain contexts, destructive in others. When this lands, not intellectually, but somatically, you feel the nervous system reset. A deep exhale you did not know you were holding. Oh, what happened? There we go. A relaxation at the level of existence itself. You stop negotiating with reality. You stop asking for permission. You stop demanding outcomes. In that stopping, a new mode of intelligence activates. Not thinking, not intuition, not instinct. Structural awareness. You begin to feel how situations want to organize themselves, how actions carry weight before they are taken, how silence can move events more effectively than force, how restraint can be more powerful than effort. This is where architects are born, not builders of structures, but stewards of conditions. You do not impose meaning anymore. You allow patterns to reveal themselves. Once you stop seeking meaning, your presence becomes meaningful. A consciousness that does not demand interpretation becomes a stabilizing node in a chaotic system. It does not react reflexively. It does not amplify noise. It does not collapse into ideology. It holds space without agenda. Systems reorganize around that. People feel it without understanding it. Conversations slow down. Conflicts lose momentum. Decisions clarify. The unnecessary falls away. Not because you did anything, but because you stopped interfering with what already knew how to function. This is why this moment cannot be taught. The moment you try to package it, it becomes meaning again. The moment you explain it, it collapses into narrative. The moment you name it, it stops being what it is. All that can be carried forward from here is orientation. A quiet, irreversible shift in how you inhabit reality. You still participate, you still act, you still speak, you still build. You are no longer confused about what is essential. You no longer mistake motion for progress. You no longer confuse certainty with truth. You no longer equate noise with importance. You operate from the place before meaning. And because of that, everything you touch carries a different gravity. Not loud, not dramatic, unmistakable. This is the moment before meaning. It does not promise salvation. It does not offer answers. It does not grant status. It grants something far more dangerous and far more real. The ability to stand inside existence without needing it to justify itself. From that position, everything genuine begins. Wow. Now, I have since I was nudged, I've discovered that Jason has apparently stepped away from X, and he is taking a writing break. And I actually just spoke with him. And so I'm hoping that maybe in the next week to 2 weeks, we can do another live together where we can chat. And so we'll see if we can make that happen. I am hoping also to be coming back. I have always known that I am to, there are many, many more of Jason's writings that I am to record. As to exactly when, I'm not sure. I get nudged in the moment, and that's when I do it. So I hope until we meet again that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. I love what he says here. I have felt a bit of a shift in myself, and is kind of interesting that I was meant to read and record this one today. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.